everybody, welcome to Rory McIlroy PGA Tour. I'm just going to go through a few holes with you just to try and give you a few tips on how to play a perfect round under par golf. Now in this game I'm not going to do anything extravagant, no boosts, no shot shaping, just straightforward play. So the first hole, we've got 365 yards, wind against, so again we're just going to hit it straight down the fairway. On this course today, we're for our approach shots we're going to use an eye loft for every approach shot, to try and make it easier for it to stop on the green, because link courses tend to the greens tend to be quite fast, so if we come in something low it's just going to bound past. So first of all we're going to have a look at the shot and we're going to increase our loft to a flop. Now we'll bring the cursor back to the flag, which is 30 yards. We've got 5 inch of up slope and 2 miles per hour back. It's not on 30 yards, the wind and the distance up is not really going to affect. We'll just take it back about 3/4 of a yard, that's all, and we'll just hit our shot. And there it goes, as simple as that. So this putt, just a quite straightforward putt, nothing to worry about, just put it in the hole. Second hole, par 4, again, we're just going to hit it straight down the centre, watching for the 2 bunkers on the right. No boost, no nothing, just nice straight shot. Use a bit of forward spin if you like, just to give it a bit more bounce forward. So looking at this shot, again we're going to go for eye loft, so we'll go to the flop again and take the cursor up to the flag. Just 55 yards. Now we've got 2 miles an hour wind and 5 inches down. Again, the 5 inches at 55 yards is not going to make any difference, so the wind is going to be minimal. So we'll just move it up 1 yard to 56. And if you like, for the direction, just move it half a box to the right, and that should compensate for the wind direction. And we'll just take our shot. Right, a pretty quite straightforward putt, 8 feet level. The white line's just going off to the right a little bit, so what we need to do when we set up for our putt, we just need to move it back to the centre of the cup by about an inch, and that is about it. So what I generally tend to do to set up my putt is go right back as far as your arrow will go and put it on the centre of the white line, and then move it forward to the correct figure. Now you can see the line is following the arrow, so what we need to do, we'll just need to move it up, the arrow, to the centre of the cup, and that's it. We'll take our shot. Right, another par 4, 398 yards. Again, we're going to hit it, no boosts, 2 mile an hour winds right to left, so we're going to take it to about 5 yards from the edge of the fairway, and we're just going to hit it nice and straight and that should land it in the centre of the fairway. Right, we'll have a look at the shot. 63 yards to the flag. Again, we'll increase our loft to a flop. Now take the arrow up to the flag, which is 63 yards. You must remember to bring it down to bottom end of the 63, otherwise if you're at the top end it's increasing it by a yard. So we've got 63 yards. Now we've got 6 inches of downslope. Now 6 inches on 63 is probably not going to be a great deal, so I'll just move it back one click, so it's just dropped onto 62, and we've got 1 mile an hour wind, which again at 62 yards it's not going to make a big difference. So where it would normally be 1 1/3 boxes, 1 3/4 boxes, we'll just move it just over half a box, and then we've got a little bit of wind going off centre, so we'll just move it back up to 63. So we're back where we were, and we'll take our shot. Right, again 5-foot putt. Level, straight. We don't need to alter this at all because this just goes straight in the hole. Right, we've got a par 5 now. We're not going to make any changes. We're not going to use boots or anything, just to show that it's possible to get 565 yards in 2 shots. So wind right to left, 1 mile per hour. So we'll just take it off centre of fairway and just hit a straight shot down the middle. If you want to use your spin, forward spin, to just let it get a bit of forward bounce, that's fine. Right, we've got 227 yards to the flag. Again, we're not going to change anything. We're going to go for an eye lofted approach. So again, we'll go for a flop, and we'll move the arrow up to the flag. Now, on this hole, because we've got a lot of distance, we need to take into account more the wind direction and the up and down slope. So first of all, we've got 2 feet up. So 2 feet equals 2/3 of a yard. So if we move it to 28 and then just drop it back into 27, that'll be a 2/3 of a yard. Now we've got 2 miles an hour right to left going diagonally. So we need to move it, I would say 2 1/4 boxes to the right, and then the wind direction speed will move it 2 yards back. So that's all we should need to do. Now you may need to use a little bit of spin on this to get it to stop, because it's because obviously the distance is a lot longer. It's going to be coming in harder. So here goes. So that's made us now with an easy putt, 5 yards, 1 inch down. So the distance downslope is halved. So instead of 1 inch being 1 foot, we make it 1 inch is half a foot. So we need to move it back half a foot, so it's 4.5 foot. So we'll set up our shot. So we'll go to the centre of the white line and then move it up to the 5 and take our half a foot off. Now looking at the white line, it's going off to the left, over the left of the cut. So if we leave it at that, it would have a chance of missing there. So what we need to do is just bring it more to centre. Probably two-thirds, a third into the cut. And we'll take a shot. So par 3, 203 yards, wind against 2 miles per hour. Again, we're going to loft our club and take the arrow to the flag. 203 yards. We've got 3 feet up slope, so 3 feet equates to 1 yard, so we're going to move it 1 yard back, and then we've got the wind. Normally I would say 1 mile an hour of wind is 1 1/3 box. So 1 mile an hour, so 2 is 3.6. So we're going to move it back 3.6. And then we need for the direction of the wind, because it's not going directly sideways or forward, we're going to move it half of the 3.6. So that's 1, 2, at 2.6 boxes. And hopefully we can take our shot. Bit of backspin. Right, we've got a putt of 10 feet, which is down 3 inches. Not forgetting the 3 inches on downslope is half, so it's 1.5. It looks a pretty straight putt, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the 1.5 off the 10, which is 8.5. So we'll bring the cursor right back, put it on the centre of the white line, and move it to 8.5. The thing is though, once you get it on the centre of the line at the beginning, don't try and move it to the centre of the line any further up. So when you get halfway, don't try and move it, just keep it in the keep it where it was at the beginning. So we'll go up to 8.5 and take our shot. Right, we've got another par 5, 618 yards, a little bit longer, not impossible to reach for 2. So again, we're not going to use any boosts, we're just going to hit it down the fairway. We've got a little bit of wind, but it's not going to, just aim for the middle of the fairway. A bit of forward spin, just to give the ball a bit of carry, and that should be fine. Again, we've got 227 yards to the flag. We're going to loft our club again, and we're going to go for the flop. So So we move our arrow up to the flag. If it goes past, just bring it forward, down to 277. Right, we've got 6 feet of upslope. Distance wise, 1 foot equals a third of a yard, 3 feet, 1 yard, and so on and so on. So we've got 6 feet. So that's 2 yards up. So we'll move it to 79. And then we've got wind. 2 miles an hour, nearly in his face, just going off right to left. So if we move it 2 boxes to the right for the direction, and then we need to move it 3.6 3.6 back. So that should be our distance. Let's see what happens. Bit of forward spin. He just took a nasty bounce off front of the green. Right, 20 yards to the flag. We've got 2 feet down. So we'll alter our club to a flop again and bring it back to the flag. So 2 feet equals 2/3 of a yard. So we just move it back to 18. And what you have to remember is the bounce as well. So if we move it back another yard to 17, and we'll try that. Now we'll just play that. Next, a par 4, 406 yards. Wind again, right to left. So we'll just move it to about 5 yards from the edge of the fairway and just hit a nice straight shot. And again, with every hole, we'll increase our loft to the flop. Have a look at the hole. Take the arrow to the flag. "71 yards to the hole." We've got 2 mile an hour winds right to left. So 71 is not going to do the full distance. So I'm just going to move it 2.5 boxes to the right, and we've got 2 foot up, which is 2/3. So I'll just move it to 72 and we'll take our shot. Now 5 feet to the hole, level. As you can see, the white line is going severely off to the right. So, and we'll look at the green grid, and that is going left. So we'll bring our cursor back and go to the middle of the white line, and then take it back to 5 to the original figure. Now if you look at the green grid, it's just going slightly to the left. So we want to move it probably 2/3 over the hole, and we'll take our shot. And quite a lot of distance to come back. So we'll do as wind first. So 2 mile an hour left to right equals 3.5 boxes. So if we move our 3.5 boxes about there, and then we've got 16 feet down. So 16 feet, like I say, 3 feet equals 1 yard, so just work it out. So 15 feet is 5 yards, and then 1 foot is a quarter, just over a quarter of a box. So we'll move it down to 129. And then just take it a quarter of a box, and that should be ready to take our shot. If you need to use a bit of backspin on these because you bring it in off, you can do. So 5 foot putt, level, it's going off to the left a bit, and the green grid is going quite fast. So it's going to the centre hole, so we'll bring it right back, put it on the centre of the hole, and go back to 5, and we can see the green grid, so we're going to move it so it's just above the lip of the hole. So we've moved it about a couple of inches, and that should drop in to the centre. So our last hole, 423 yards, wind 1 mile an hour right to left, so we're just going to move it off centre of fairway and just hit a straight shot down the middle. And as with the previous 8 holes, we're going to increase our loft to a flop and take the arrow to the flag. (92 yards). Right, we've got 3 feet of downslope, so 3 feet equals 1 yard, so we're going to bring it back 91, and we've got 1 mile an hour wind going right to left diagonally, so we're going to cut that in half. So we're going to move it 1 1/4 boxes to the right, and then we're going to move it back 1.5 boxes, 1.5 yards. So that should hopefully get us close or even in. So 8 foot putt with 2 inches of downslope. So 2 inches downslope equals 1 feet, because we half the 2 inches. So we'll move it right back and put it on the centre of the line. As you can see, the putt is going off to the left. So we'll move it to the centre of the white line and take it back up to our original 8 feet, and then move it back 1 foot to 7. Right, as you can see, the cursor is following the line, so we don't want that to happen. So we need to move the cursor to the centre of the hole to compensate for the break. Now that should just go straight in the centre of the hole. Right guys, thanks for watching. That's how to get a under par round Enjoy your golf.